Report. Thank you so much for joining us on the Monday edition of Morning Offering with Ron Finn, Dave Vacheris, Pat Odie Murray, and St. Elmo today. It is the feast of St. Erasmus, 4th century bishop who had to flee Diocletian's persecution of Christians. And when encouraged by an angel to return to his home after 7 years, he went through the city of Lycia, where he restored life to a deceased man. That led to a lot of baptisms. He was imprisoned and tortured, and it really should have resulted in his death. But accounts tell of angels saving him each time. And sailors took him on as their patron, as the phenomenon of St. Elmo's fire, seen as a sign of good luck for sailors, named for him. You remember that song, St. Elmo's Fire?
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah. Wasn't there a TV show by that name too?
There might have been. Yeah, I think so.
I think
so.
St. Elmo's Fire.
Once a movie does well, they're always going to make a TV show.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, it is time for Steve Clarke and Inside the Game. So much happening in the world of sports. Vice President of Ave Maria Radio, Vice President of Operations for Ave Maria Radio. It's Steve Clarke. Good morning, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Good morning, Dave, Ron, and Pat. It's great to talk to you again after having a week off for Memorial Day. You know, guys, we are less than 100 days to college football kicking off their season, and there's so many questions about the future of the sport. Like, will the House settlement ever be approved by Judge Claudia Wilken? We are less than 30 days away from when universities can directly compensate student athletes under a fixed budget, while compensating former athletes who are denied to financially gain from their name, image, and likeness. Every athletic department is conducting their business on the presumption that Judge Wilken will approve, but she's been mostly silent since early May, when she made a strong suggestion that impending roster cuts should not affect those currently with the team.
Man, I honestly didn't know that was still up for debate. So you're saying they're conducting business as if this thing is done, and it's not done.
Well, so Dave, you know, when you're running a really large multi-billion-dollar organization, you can't wait to the last minute to make plans. Judge Claudia Wilken announced that she kind of was on board for, final approval of the settlement. July 1st is the date, and then we heard nothing, and then we heard nothing, and then at the time that she was expected to finally approve it and sign off on it, she said, I'd like to see you make a kind of a tweak to help out student athletes who are being cut from rosters. And the NCAA has tried to make proposals that would grandfather these things in. And I'm wondering if we need to have a health check on Judge Claudia Wilken.
Yeah, right.
Because she has been silent ever since, and we're now 30 days away, and the universities across the country can't put on the brakes.
Man, I mean, how topsy-turvy, and it would just completely turn everything upside down if all of a sudden she came in with a different
the College Football Playoff Committee came to a unanimous agreement to go from having the conference champions to be the top 4 seeds with opening round byes to giving the top 4 seeds byes regardless of whether they are conference champions or not. Last year, the top 4 seeds were the conference champions with Oregon, Georgia, Boise State, and Arizona State. And under the new rule, Oregon and Georgia would still be the top 2 seeds, but Texas and Penn State would have been the 3rd and 4th seeds had they gotten a bye.
That makes sense to me, to be honest with you. I mean, look, judge them by who the best teams are. Put those 4 best in. I like it.
Dave, I don't think Steve can hear you.
Nope. You there, Steve?
Hello, Steve.
I think we lost Steve.
We lost Steve?
Well,
Where is
we'll
he?
try to get Steve back because there's a whole lot other things going on. We've got the NBA Finals that are beginning on Thursday. We've got the Indiana Pacers versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. Going to be a fabulous NBA Finals, though it's rated. The Thunder are favorites by a large margin, one of the largest in the last 20 years, in fact. So I can't wait to get to the NBA Finals. As Steve said, college football getting close as well, but also in the midst of the baseball season, Mr. Finn.
Yeah. I'm loving the baseball, and the Tigers, of course, are still tearing it up. It's just amazing, but the Guardians just took 2 from Los Angeles, so that's good.
Yeah, both the Tigers and the Guardians winning their series this weekend. So baseball marches on. We've got basketball that's going on and football that's getting ready to start as well. It's summertime, but we never lack an opportunity to talk sports.
Did anybody see
Ron,
the
can
end
you hear
of the
me?
Memorial?
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
he's
he
back.
is. Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Where did I drop off?
We just finished talking about the playoffs and the fact that they've switched how the top four are going to be ranked.
Okay, so you did hear that. All right.
Oh, yeah, we
so,
heard that.
you know, the craziness is what's going to follow in 2026, a year from now. As no one can agree to a certain model. The Big Ten and the SEC, the two biggest power brokers who have the biggest say in all of this, we're looking for a 14 or 16 team playoff with 4 automatic berths to the Big Ten and the SEC, while the ACC and the Big 12 only get 2 and 1 from the non-power 4, leaving 1 at-large berth in a 14 field, presumably that being Notre Dame.
Yeah, right.
Now,
yeah.
I don't know if you can see the problems here, but we're throwing out meritocracy. We are guaranteeing the SEC and Big Ten half the field, and they're most likely to get the biggest income flows by having the most teams participate year in and year out. But then it gets crazier, Dave. In a stunning development last week during the SEC summer meetings, where the SEC coaches were not in lockstep with the conference playoff committee members, they want 5 conference champions and 11 at-larges. And their reasoning, other than logically they want all the teams from all their conferences to get a fair shake, which seems cool, they really believe, though, that the SEC is God's gift to college football. And they should fill, they, being the SEC, would fill most of the at-large berths anyway, because they play in such a competitive conference. So in a way, while the commissioners and the legislators are thinking about guaranteeing 4 SEC teams, the coach is saying, why stop at 4? We could earn our right to 6 or 7.
Isn't that crazy? And here's the thing. Hey, by the way, SEC fans, Big Ten, Ohio State, and then previously Michigan, the last 2 national championships. So all I say is, nah. You're not all you think you are.
It's kind of a fluke. That's what they'll tell you, and they'll prove it next year when they win it all. Hey, before I go, one last thing. The strangest thing I've ever seen happened over the weekend. Well, at least it was the strangest thing I've seen over the weekend. College World Series softball. Oregon is playing Ole Miss. Oregon is pitching. Routine pitch, and the catcher catches the ball. The batter doesn't swing, and the catcher goes down. The catcher goes down on one knee, has dirt in her eye, and we're figuring out, how is this happening? Well, on the pitch, the Oregon pitcher's dirt comes off her cleat. It has no chance to going home plate, but the ball hits the dirt ball, exploding the meteor into about 100 pieces, and some of it gets in the catcher's eye. Absolutely nuts.
Without a swing.
It's crazy.
Good stuff.
Steve Clarke, thank you so much.
Thank you, Steve. Also, winner of the Memorial, Scheffler, still hot as can be on the golf side of things. Thank you, Mr. Clarke.